Welcome to our online children's church. We're Tom 31. Today we're going to be looking at the story of Moses as a baby. We're going to have a story, a memory verse, and even an action song as well. It's going to be class. So make sure you use your listening ears to hear what Sarah has to say to us.
Our story today is about how God protected a helpless little baby. So we will see how Moses was protected by God from Pharaoh's orders. Now in this story there are going to be actions, and I need you guys to do them along with me. So anytime you hear these words, you'll have to do the action. So anytime you hear the word Pharaoh, you put on a crown. Anytime you hear the word Pharaoh's daughter, you pretend to hair flip. If you don't have long hair, you can still pretend, it's just as fun. And anytime you hear the word Moses, you can rock a baby because he was a baby in this story. And anytime you hear the word God, you point up. So let's go through those actions again. So anytime you hear Pharaoh, you put on a crown. Anytime you hear Pharaoh's daughter, you do a hair flip. Anytime you hear Moses, you rock a baby. And anytime you hear God, you point up. Okay? So let's give this story a go. Moses' story begins long before he was even born. Jacob and his 12 sons had settled in the nation of Egypt. Pharaoh had given them some of the best land, so the size of their family grew and grew, getting really big. Eventually, Jacob and all of his sons died, but their families continued to grow and get bigger. After a while, a new man became Pharaoh, one who didn't know Joseph. He saw that the Israelites were becoming numerous, so getting bigger and bigger, and he got scared. He thought for sure that the people would grow so big in number they would eventually be able to overpower him. So he came up with an evil plan. Pharaoh's evil plan was to have all of the Hebrew baby boys killed. If there were no baby boys, then they wouldn't grow into strong men who could take over Egypt. That was Pharaoh's plan anyway. But you know what? God is bigger than Pharaoh, and stronger too. God had a plan to save a very special baby boy, and he was called Moses. He would later grow up to be a great leader of the Hebrew people. When Moses was born, his mother saw that he was a fine baby, so she hid him from Pharaoh for 3 whole months. Can you imagine trying to hide a baby for that long? It'd be so difficult. When Moses' mother could no longer keep him hidden, she found a reed basket and coated it the inside with tar so that it wouldn't leak. She then placed Moses in the basket and set him afloat on the Nile River. His big sister Miriam stood on the bank to see what would happen to him. Then Pharaoh's daughter went down to the Nile to bathe, so to have a bath and get washed. Her attendants were also walking along beside the river bank. She saw the basket among the reeds and sent a slave girl to go and get it. She opened it and saw the baby. He was crying and she felt sorry for him. "This is one of the Hebrew babies," she said. Then his sister asked Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you, so to feed the baby?" "Yes, go," she answered, and the girl went and got the baby's mother. Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Take this baby and nurse him for me, and I will pay you." So the woman took the baby and nursed him. When the child grew older, she took him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. God protected Moses from Pharaoh's orders, keeping him safe and alive. God also protects us in our everyday lives. He cares and loves each of us all of the same. Isn't that just so amazing? So we don't need to worry because God is always with us and cares for us.
Hey everyone! So today's memory verse is found in Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 6. So I'm just going to read it for you now. It says, "Be strong and brave. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be terrified because of them. The Lord your God will go with you. He will never leave you. He'll never desert you." Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 6. So do you think you can give that a go with me? Yes? Let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Be strong and brave. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be terrified because of them. The Lord your God will go with you. He will never leave you. He'll never desert you. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 6. So I think you've done really well there, but let's do it as loud as we can. So make sure you're shouting at the top of your lungs after 3. 1, 2, 3. Be strong and brave. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be terrified because of them. The Lord your God will go with you. He will never leave you. He'll never desert you. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 6. Well done. So we're going to do it one more time, and we're going to do it really, really quietly. So make sure you're whispering. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Be strong and brave. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be terrified because of them. The Lord your God will go with you. He will never leave you. He'll never desert you. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 6. Well done everyone. That was so good. Make sure you come back next week for some more memory verses.
Next, we're going to sing a worship song. Don't forget to join in by following along with the actions and singing out really, really loud wherever you are. Today's song is Every Move I Make. Let's worship.
Here we go. Na 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 na.
that's all we've got time for today. We hope you had a great time, and don't forget to tune in next Friday and next Sunday for even more fun videos with us. Bye!